You're watching the India Development Debate. I'm Tamanna Inamdar. Rahul Gandhi has officially resigned from his position as Congress President, and in his 4-page resignation letter has made it clear that appeals from his party workers to stick on won't be heeded. Gandhi says that the Congress Working Committee will elect the next president and he won't be involved in that selection. But his letter also makes it clear that Rahul Gandhi is not riding into the sunset and bidding adieu to politics. He signs off saying he is available to his party whenever they require his services, inputs or advice. The letter comes nearly 2 months after the Congress faced an embarrassing defeat in the Lok Sabha elections. Rahul Gandhi made his intentions to quit soon after. This letter, though, leaves no doubt that he will no longer lead the Congress. So who will? And can the party survive without a Gandhi at its helm? Before we move on with our debate, let's play out for you some of the reactions which have come to the announcement today.
अपने इस्तीफे में जो उन्होंने बात लिखी है उससे मैं बिल्कुल सहमत नहीं हूं। आइडिया ऑफ कांग्रेस सीधे करप्शन से जुड़ता था, परिवारवाद से जुड़ता था, लोगों के अधिकार छीनकर अनअकाउंटेबिलिटी से जुड़ जाता था। इसीलिए द नोशन एंड आइडिया ऑफ कांग्रेस को जनता ने बिल्कुल नकार दिया है।
We are all obviously disheartened, but it is sad that he feels so strongly about leaving. We felt very strongly that he shouldn't leave.
It is up to the Congress party to decide whether they want to choose a particular leader who replaces Mr. Gandhi as president, and whether the form of democracy that they have practiced, which is dynastic, whether that is compatible in a large democracy.
हमने ये CLP की मीटिंग में भी कहा है, PCC की कार्यकारिणी की मीटिंग में भी कहा है, और सिर्फ राजस्थान नहीं, पूरे देश के लोगों ने इस बात में आग्रह किया है कि वो समय है कि अपना वो मन बदलें, वापस लें अपना इस्तीफा।
And to speak more on this, I am joined now by Rashid Kidwai, visiting fellow at the ORF Observer Research Foundation, political commentator Manisha Priyam, and Amitabh Tiwari, co-founder of Loud ST and political commentator. Welcome to all of you and thank you for joining us. Manisha Priyam, let me begin by asking you what you made of the contents of the letter, and do you think it's taken a little long for Rahul Gandhi to make this official?
No, he's been, to be very fair to him, he said from day one when that big meeting was held at the Congress headquarters that he was going to leave, he was going to resign. It was the Congress party that was not willing to believe him in that. But I do think the contents of the letter merit attention and some discussion. It does seem that Rahul Gandhi still blames a lot of others within the Congress. Twice over he said, a lot of people will be blamed and I need to take responsibility too. Now that part, I need to take responsibility, was something that he did not say on day one of that meeting. That's an afterthought. But the second part also, where he stated that at times I felt lonely, but he's proud of having, waged that lonely battle also. And what is he fighting against? So he's fighting, it seems, a twin-pronged battle. He's fighting against what he thinks is the destruction of the idea of India by the RSS, and he says the takeover of the institutions are complete, etc. Now, I don't know why he wanted to fight this battle alone, number one, and second, if history is to be taken as a witness, I hope Mr. Rahul Gandhi does know that the takeover of the institutions was complete in a sense by his own grandmother, Mrs. Indira Gandhi, as Prime Minister, and that's a history of which this country and its democratic heritage is not proud of. So this statement of critique being targeted by Mr. Rahul Gandhi against the BJP, he calls it the RSS now, I think it does seem that it's a battle that is unevenly poised. Mr. Rahul Gandhi doesn't necessarily have the stature to claim that this is a complete takeover and that this is something which is a destruction of the idea of India by the BJP or the RSS. And it does seem that he is fighting a twin-pronged battle. On one side, the RSS, which is destroying the idea of India, and on the other side, the Congress, which seems not to be supporting him and at times leaving him alone to wage this battle. So, in a democracy, Mr. Rahul Gandhi will need to have one side or the other backing him in his vision. There is no lone battle to be fought, there are public opinion to be mobilized. It's not just a battle about ideas, it's also a battle about people's ideas. What is it that they want? And political parties are necessarily aggregators of public interest, of public opinion, and they mobilize around that rather than what he as a loner feels is his conviction. So I think that clearly, that message completely and clearly comes home today, that he needs to be clear whether the battle is with the RSS and its destruction of the idea of India and its complete takeover of institutions, or is it a battle that he's fighting against his own party, which left him lonely in that battle. At the same time, I do wish to say
Ms.
that
Priyam,
for
Ms. Priyam,
the
I just
leader
want
of
to take
political
off from one
party
point
to
you've
say
made.
that I'm going to resign.
Yes, ma'am. Just from the point you've made about Rahul Gandhi saying that he was alone at times. And that's important. And let me, just toss that to Rashid Kidwai in the context of, he begins by saying after a loss, we can't expect everyone to accept responsibility and I stay on as president. Fair enough. That's, an important point. But then to go on to say at times I felt lonely. I mean, at what level did Rahul Gandhi not have backing? I know there have been these whispers and murmurs about this old guard within the Congress and he didn't get his way. But visibly, there's nothing in which he didn't get his way. He wanted to make Rafale a big point. It became a big point. Whatever was in the manifesto, and some of it was politically not very popular, it went through. Did you get a sense that this was a lonely battle? And is that fair for him to say now at this point?
Tamanna, first of all, let me tell you this, leadership in every political party, it at the top, it can be, very lonely. It's a professional hazard that's there with all political leaders. At some level, maybe Prime Minister Narendra Modi may also be a kind of, loner. Content of, letters are not very significant in the context of, Congress leaders or Congress politicians. It is only that academicians, my friend Manisha Priyam, who's giving a lot of weightage to what Rahul Gandhi has said and what is the meaning of it. The political import is very simple. Rahul Gandhi has made an exit without hurting, either the cause of the Congress or Nehru Gandhi family. Let's remember this is a very delicate relationship that has developed over decades. And no member of Nehru Gandhi family has failed. And Rahul Gandhi, in some ways, whether one admits it or not, he was a big failure. Now, he had to make an exit in such a way that it does not, affect the party's bond or reliance on Priyanka Gandhi Vadra and Sonia Gandhi, who are continue to be part of the Congress party. So, in that sense, this is a positive development, smooth transition from Rahul Gandhi as Congress President and Rahul Gandhi as a Congress MP. As I see it in the future, Rahul Gandhi, for the time being, will continue to be leader at large, but it will be emergence of Priyanka Gandhi maybe in 2022, 2024, whatever time is suitable for Gandhi to stage a comeback. Till then, there will be a commoner who will be Congress President. If Congress can stay united till that time, I think there will be many opportunities.
Manisha Priyam, when he says, that when he indicates that he's still very much going to be around, so one assumes he's going to be campaigning for the next few elections. There may be a Padyatra, which is being estimated or guesstimated that he'll go on for a long Padyatra. How does that work for the person who becomes the next Congress President?
So, if I am to take on board the comments made by my fellow commentator who thinks we are just academic analysts and the real thing is that a commoner is going to take over and he is going to be a leader at large, then I think the real thing is that the Congress party will be seen at large outside the party by the leader who is not leading the party, and the commoner who will be leading the party will not be the news. So, is that the interpretation of the future? I think if Mr. Rahul Gandhi, leadership is a very important position. Once taken, there is no break away from leadership, whether you stay there or you don't stay there, and a political party is a partisan commitment. You've never heard of a Prime Minister of India change. Clearly, even as he exits, has made it very clear where his affiliation lies, what is the idea that he will not back, what is the idea that he respects like blood and toil, much like the words of Mrs. Indira Gandhi herself who had said, Mere khoon ka katra katra, so he's invoking the blood and the soil, etc. All these are, well rehearsed political language, political imagery in the nature of political loyalty. All that is granted for Mr. Rahul Gandhi, but the fact really is, and I think now the question is for the Congress party now to show whether they can have, whether they have a machinery that can have a political leadership. It's not a commoner's leadership. Commoner's leadership would be if you just have a stopgap arrangement and think now this will revive, now that asset will, if Rahul has not worked then Priyanka will, no, none of this. Do you have the ability as the oldest political party in India, and I dare say the oldest and the most competent political party of all of the third world, Asia, Africa, Latin America put together. The responsibility is on the Congress party to tell us whether in democratic India they have the competence to give to this country a political leadership which is not from the Nehru Gandhi family. If that challenge has come to you, show us. You are the one with political resources. You are the one with claim on the democratic legacy of this country. You are the one that willy-nilly have been in power in the center of a democratic India for the longest point of time. Now, one simple question is coming in an exam, which is not an expected question, and that is to say, can you elect a political leader of your own, given the fact that you still hold political leadership in so many important states of India? And to that, if the answer is null hypothesis, we can't find a leader, then it's not just about Rahul Gandhi. It's really about the fact that is there a political leadership crisis, or is it a fact that the machinery has become so ossified that it doesn't respond when asked the question political leader, it simply doesn't respond.
So,
and I think Rahul Gandhi has done the right thing by pushing the party to ask this critical question of it.
And we've been asking our viewers as well in an online poll that do you think that the Congress can survive without a Gandhi at the helm? We're showing you the results of that poll as well. Amitabh Tiwari, what do you think? What do you think the future holds? Because Manisha Priya makes the point that can the Congress not find another leader? Well, so far the conversation has not even been, do we have another leader or not? It has been, Rahul Gandhi, please don't go. And some ridiculous scenes we've seen outside his residence. We saw one worker hanging from the lowest branch of a tree just yesterday, less than a foot off the ground, saying that he will commit suicide if Rahul Gandhi quits, etc. So we've seen all these ridiculous scenes, no real effort that we know of to find a next leader. Do you think the problem is a lack of possible leaders or a mindset of getting over the Gandhis at the helm?
It is both in a way. This letter has come almost 40 days after the election results have been announced. See, Gandhi family is the glue which holds the party together. What has happened is that in the pursuit of keeping the leadership or the power with the party, the second rung leadership has not been developed in the party. See, Rahul Gandhi was the vice president of the party. When he became the president, there is no vice president today. BJP has 12 vice presidents. So what has happened is that there's not a dearth of leaders, but those leaders have not been developed, and those leaders are mostly fighting against each other in all these states. We've seen from 1991 to 1997-98 that the Congress party can survive without the Gandhis. In fact, 5 years P.V. Narasimha Rao ruled a Congress-led government at the center. So the party can definitely survive. What it needs to do is it needs to find those leaders, find those mass leaders who are still present in the party and give them a role. And the power, which is the political power in the organization, needs to be shared. It is now fairly concentrated with Rahul, but even if you select a new president, there has to be 4 or 5 regional vice presidents in the party so that the power is shared between leaders or future leaders of the party. Rahul also needs to now, because even in BJP you see you have Modi, Amit Shah and Arun Jaitley also to an extent managing a large party. So there are 3 people who are managing the party. Here the entire power, strategy, campaigning, everything was with Rahul. So now the power needs to be shared with leaders. Do they have a leader? That is a big question, but probably they have to select from the leaders.
No, my question, Amitabh, is suppose, for example, Sachin Pilot tomorrow is the leader, or anyone. Suppose it's Ashok Gehlot, Mallikarjun Kharge, for example, some of the names that are doing the rounds, and Rahul Gandhi is still leader at large. He will go to campaign. He will be asked questions and he will respond on an issue on which the Congress party president officially has not spoken yet. Who will the people who work in the party listen to? So, if he is around on the scene, what does the new president do is my question. Can he become just another Congress leader like everyone else is?
See, that is very difficult because that has not been the culture of the Congress. So, if he wants to imbibe that culture, as you are saying, that will take some years. It cannot be done immediately. What you are saying is correct. Even if there is a president and with the Gandhis around, they will have a sort of remote control, or workers will find the Gandhis as the real president or the real powerful people in the party. For that, Rahul needs to set an example, and he need not even take up the leader of the Congress legislative party, which has already happened. So he has to then remain as a ordinary Congress worker for 2-3 years and then pass on the mantle of the party leadership. I am saying the organizational leadership to the person who becomes the president and takes on the leadership in the parliament, which is the legislative party leadership or the prime ministerial position when the Congress gets power.
Okay. Rashid Kidwai, you want to come on that point? You described, what you see as his future role being leader at large. Will he, in a sense, become the true power center behind what's happening in the Congress? Because it's going to be very difficult for anyone else to maybe move on and get everyone together with the former leader still very much in the mix.
Tamanna, I think we need to have, a very practical approach towards these things. We can go on talking in ideal terms. Fact of the matter is, none of the political parties in India, be it left or right, are democratic in that sense, or have a kind of, leaders who are, so to say, elected and organizationally. So, success defines everything. Fact of the matter was, whatever Rahul Gandhi said about agrarian crisis or farmers or unemployment and all, it did not make sense because people rejected him, because it was Rahul Gandhi, a member of Nehru Gandhi family, who was saying it. And that is why Congress is experimenting. The Congress has no dearth of leaders in states. I mean, barring Bengal or Odisha or Tamil Nadu, they have fairly, good middle rung leaders. And there is a sense of purpose that, to stay united and live to fight another day. Let's not forget the Congress has got over 12 crore votes also, which is very big in terms of sheer numbers. So all these things are there. I think we have many politicians in India like Atal Bihari Vajpayee in BJP, who many a times did not hold any formal position and remained very important front-ranking leader. We of course have example of Jayaprakash Narayan and Mahatma Gandhi, which I don't want to cite because they sound a bit too lavish. The fact of the matter is, Congress has to get its success mantra. The moment it starts getting success mantra, you will see more and more active Priyanka Gandhi, who to my mind in 2019, because of Balakot and Rahul Gandhi's presence, could not prove her leadership mettle. So we are going to see more of Priyanka Gandhi in time to come, 6 months onwards from now.
Let me take a quick round of let me take a quick round of views on the Priyanka Gandhi factor. That's a very interesting one. Manisha Priyam, it's seeming almost like the next obvious choice. If not Rahul Gandhi, then Priyanka Gandhi. But then the point was to make the party move forward without a dynasty. Priyanka Gandhi, if she comes to the fore, will be bogged down by the same accusations Rahul Gandhi was.
So, Tamanna, this is what the Delhi debate around the Congress looks like. Nobody is even telling us about the fact that the Congress has effected a leadership change in the state of Chhattisgarh. You had Bhupesh Baghel, when the political party's entire leadership was wiped out on the Jiram Ghati massacre, an entire old leadership was wiped out. You've also had T.S. Singh Dev, who led stellar innings as an opposition party leader of the Congress when Chief Minister Raman Singh was the Chief Minister of Chhattisgarh. Today, Baghel has said that as Chief Minister, his hands are full, and therefore a tribal leader, Markham, has been given charge as the party chief in the state. So much is happening in Chhattisgarh. What I can't for my life understand as to why is it that when the question of Delhi comes, everybody starts telling us that there is one Gandhi or the other Gandhi, and how without that, you know, I am one of those political analysts, to be fair. My article can be read in the Hindu. When Priyanka Gandhi's come, I have said, yes, there are chances of her being able to do well. But what was it on the ground? I mean, on the ground, Priyanka Gandhi, even more than Rahul Gandhi, needs a primer or two in politics. She was not an astute politician. She did not show agility in the ticket choices that she made. We didn't see any message in terms of the campaigning that she did. I can't understand why she was made the in charge for East Delhi, somebody for East Uttar Pradesh, Mr. Jyotiraditya Scindia for West Uttar Pradesh. Political analysts, citizens are left wondering as to what this choice of Priyanka Gandhi was about.
Yeah.
For heaven's sake, let them contribute what they can with their name. It is a part of the historical legacy of this country to the party that they believe in. But at this point of time, I think the big question is whether the Gandhis led by Mr. Rahul Gandhi and Priyanka Gandhi can facilitate a meaningful change in political leadership, not just a stopgap arrangement. Why is it that Chhattisgarh can give us some good answers on political leadership, and when it comes to Delhi, look at the fact that, you know, you've got the young, old, everybody, middle-aged, everybody unite and say, oh, there's no option to this. Yeah. What does this tell us
Maybe
about the Congress and the All India Party?
Maybe they're being
polite. Am I to draw the lesson, therefore, that you can survive in states and not in the center?
No, I know it might sound flippant, but maybe they're being polite, because look, I'm just pointing out to the Congress tradition and what we saw in 2004 when Sonia Gandhi decided not to take up the Prime Minister's position. This party is a lot about how they seem to present themselves to the public and to their colleagues in the party. It's a lot about show. So maybe there is already a plan B in place, but on the face of it, everyone has to come and say, no, you're not going. In fact, there was a news report quoting Congress sources which says that till we don't accept his resignation, he is still the president. I mean, it's ridiculous. How many times will a man quit? But, you know, I just want to point out to one more thing he says in his letter. And I think we should talk about it a little bit, where he says there is a real danger that from now on elections will go from being a determinant of India's future to a mere ritual. He says this after he goes on about what he claims is the capture of India's institutions in this election, how it was not a fair playing field. And, you know, Rashid Kidwai, just this sort of messaging that we are going to see a lot more of this. So, in a sense, you've set the tone for the Congress party. That 2024 also looks tough. State elections also look tough. For the foreseeable future, we have no chance in hell. Isn't that the message that goes out?
Absolutely. I think Rahul was very clear from day one, and this letter makes it very clear that it is not an easy thing that, you know, 2022, 2024, the Congress can get momentum. And he wants to prepare the party cadre that for future challenges which are not easy, regardless of who comes in or not. Remember, this kind of that brand Modi is very strong, though Rahul has not dwelt so much about brand Modi. The fact of the matter is, this time also Congress, you know, tried everything that was possible, and he was quite convinced that they will do reasonably good, and nothing worked at all, whether it was in Rajasthan or Madhya Pradesh or even in Chhattisgarh. So that kind of shock, you know, compelled him to step down and, you know, take a bow. Now it is for the party to come together, because we must also remember there is over-reliance, over-dependence on Nehru Gandhi family. The Congress, many Congress working committee members, you know, neither they fight Lok Sabha elections or they are, you know, effective campaigners. So all these things, Rahul's letter is a kind of, you know, wake-up call. But to my mind, that letter is not going to be, you know, subject of much discussion, or the way Rahul wants Congress people to put, you know, focus on these issues. I don't think congressmen are going to be much concerned about it. For them, it is a pragmatic, you know, politics of the day. What you know, tomorrow has in store for them. And I am not saying that Priyanka Gandhi will come immediately. Her influence, her stamp, her imprint will be there, but you see, they will wait for a right moment to push her forward.
Quick comment on the fact that Rahul Gandhi today says that elections in the future could go on to becoming a mere ritual. He's setting up a a message of true despair for his party in terms of political chances.
I mean, he is trying to accept what the reality is, but saying that elections will become a mere ritual, and he has also said that an organization has complete control over financial resources and how will other parties compete in that scenario. Does he intend to say that for 40 years or 50 years Congress had the complete monopoly over resources, and that is what led to Congress's victory? See, resources and all are important in elections, but that is not the only thing which wins you elections. Coming back to your main question, see, it's the party culturally has been built in that way, that the party always looks up to the Gandhi family members for guidance and help. Now Rahul has put the ball in the court of the Congress party and resigned and asked them to select a leader. Now we have to see what sort of a leader is selected, whether he or she is just a rubber stamp person or a person who has some following on a pan India level. That we'll have to see, and again we have to see how the other people who lose out in the race accept him as their leader. See, that is what happened in the case of PVNR and Sitaram Kesari. People who were not happy with the leadership pulled him down, resigned from party, formed their own parties. So it all depends upon who is selected and how he takes the party along.
Who are your top bets? Who are your top
he or
bets?
she is not accepted by the others.
Yeah, just before I wrap, Amitabh, who are your top bets?
See, if the party really wants to build into the future, it should go with Sachin Pilot, in my opinion, or Ashok Gehlot even is a strong contender, because he has done well in Gujarat. Even Karnataka, he played a key role in the installation of the
You want to come in
government.
with a couple of names quickly? Who are your top bets for the next Congress president?
Yeah, so I think I would go with completely unconventional choices. I have always said that Chhattisgarh is a state where the Congress has shown some strength of picking the unconventional names. In my understanding, someone like T.S. Singh Deo, who's had a magnanimity around him, calm, grace. So somebody extremely unusual around which you don't have factional politics playing around. Ashok Gehlot, for example, wouldn't want to leave this. Or not just T.S. Singh Deo, somebody with a similar stature, who has the persona, the gravitas, has performed in state assemblies.
Yeah, I'm completely out of time, but I must give Rashid Kidwai his choices. Very quickly, Mr. Kidwai, who do you see as the next Congress president? What are the options?
No, I think, Tamanna, it is not fair to speculate. I think there will be an interim arrangement, and which the Congress party constitution says someone very senior would.
They're talking about Motilal Vora. It's been rejected.
Have some kind of sense of unity and candidate.
Yeah, a lot of that back and forth we'll see over the next few days.
I'm not talking about that. I'm saying that I'm talking about somebody from, the Congress would go for a symbolic, personality, so that, there is continuity and there is a sense of unity. If you bring a youngster, it can lead to a lot of factionalism and bad blood, which is not a style,
That's
of the Congress
interesting
party.
to watch. Will they go
Congress
for a
would
radical
seasoned
change?
person,
Will they go for a radical change, or will it be a bit more of cosmetic surgery? Keep watching this space. We're on top of that story as we are on the budget. Thank you all of us for joining us. We're taking a very short break, but up next on India Development Debate, what are the challenges before the finance minister as she prepares her maiden budget? I have the top voices. I'm speaking with Arvind Panagriya, former vice chairman of Niti Aayog, and Ashima Goyal, member of the PMEAC, that's the Prime Minister's Economic Advisory Council. Up next, don't go away.